Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to a new series of Neo Scavnger. I decided after doing, I think, about a series and a half. Oh no, sorry, it was one big series on this. That I'd actually come back to after a few months. It's one of the favourite games I've actually done a playthrough on, and I've decided to install the mini mod of Doom as well, just to add some new content to the game. Hopefully that'll make it as entertaining as the first series, which I thought was pretty good. And this mod adds new items, new crafting, new encounters, new storylines, absolutely everything. So I'm going to jump in, and for the beginner bit I'm not going to do any of the reading of the text. I'm just going to get into it. Obviously, as I've said, I did do a proper first series on this with reading all the dialogue, all the storylines, and anything new or important I will read. But for now, just go back to the original series. I'll link it in the description below, and hopefully you can see the difference between these two as well. So I'm going to go with the same skill set as last time, which was botany, melee, tracking, trapping, lockpicking and hacking. And for negative traits I'm going to go metabolism and myopia. So metabolism basically means I will obviously eat and drink a lot more. Myopia, I can actually see less than I usually would, but hopefully I can hook myself up with some binoculars relatively quickly. Okay, so obviously we've woken up in the Kaiser's cryo facility, and there's actually a dogman waiting for us. So what we're going to do is use melee and just beat the shit out of it. There it is. So this game, if for any new viewers or people who haven't heard of it, is basically you wake up in a cryo facility, and that's after the post-apocalypse, or you're in a post-apocalypse. Loads of shit's gone down and the world's gone to shit, and you have to survive, and it's pretty good. Okay, so we've just killed the dogman. That is really unusual. This is basically the suitcase of mod testing, and this got some items in that I'm not going to use. This was just basically put into the game, so you knew instantly if your mod was working. So I'm not going to use that. We are going to take the shard, and I'm also going to just go into the crafting in a second. So just search the control terminal. Okay, so that's there you go. If you want to read that on the screen, basically just some bank account details on there. I'm going to do some tracking as well, and that basically picks up the tracks of an individual, which wasn't the dogman that we just faced. Okay, so let's leave through the window, and we're in the magic of the outdoors. Okay, so this is basically the map. We have a certain amount of turns that is defined on if we're barefooted, if we're thirsty, if we're hungry, how cold it is, how cold we are, blah blah blah. Obviously you can see on the left on the UI here we're in slight pain because we got attacked obviously just then. The outdoor temperature is pretty cold, and other than that we're fairly decent. So I'm just going to jump into the crafting screen, and we are going to drag the dogman suit over, the trapping skill, and the shards that I've just picked up, and that's going to make us a nice coat. Obviously this is all part of the mod. We can now make bone knives, etc, etc. The meat and the dogman costume. Dogman coat isn't. Okay, so we're going to equip that, and that's going to warm us up pretty good. So we've still got the shards, and I'm just going to take a chunk of meat with me as well. I might be able to cook that at some stage. And there we go, just looking around, everything's a bit of a mess. So let's see what we've got on the floor. Okay, so we've got some detergent and a plastic bottle and a newspaper. This is a new thing with the mod. So basically it seems to be a poster informing about an ongoing emergency evacuations of all the residents of the Black Swamp area. So you might remember that from the last series. Okay, the poster is obviously quite old and badly worn, and most of the specific information is quite illegible. Yeah, at this point. There is, however, a relatively intact reprint of an evacuation map visible, pointing to the designated refugee camp. Okay, so this is definitely new. You mark its location, although the event took place some time ago. There might be still some answers around there. So we might get a more expansive look on the story, hopefully, in this series, providing that I don't die, which is, if anyone has ever played this, extremely possible at any time. So let's just look. Deserted farmhouse. That's a new building to do with the mod. Okay, let's scavenge carefully. Okay, nothing there. But it's really good. The actual list of mods is just It's so expansive, it's just brilliant. Okay, so disgusting, extensively used old blanket. Okay, so we'll take the blue collar shirt. We've got a corner collar top, a balaclava, we'll put that on. That looks pretty cool. We've got the post that we've just read, and what's that, a deck of cards. We're going to take the plastic bag, obviously you can put that on our back, and I'm going to store bottles in there for now. It's pretty cool that we've added cups, etc, etc. Right, I'm going to take dirty rags as well, and we can hopefully purify them. If you don't have a balaclava, you can actually just equip the dirty rag, and that's the crude air filter that you need just to survive a bit longer. But just to look a bit more badass, I am going to wear the balaclava, so we'll stack them up in there, and we should be good to go. Let's just rotate that in. And what else have we got? Nothing there. Scrap of foil I don't really need at the moment. Could probably do with some pants, but that's fine. Okay, let's just keep going. Nothing in there. So we're just going to end our turn, and I'm going to progress north and then just see what's about, see where we can go from there. I'm just going to do a quick scavenge in the stretch of forest using my botany skill, and you could probably use tracking as well. No, let's not use the tracking. Okay, so there's nothing there. Okay, obviously the good thing about the botany skill is we can identify berries, if they're harmful or if they're fine, and that is a massive, massive skill to have in this. I'm going to keep this first episode pretty quick, and then hopefully hammer out quite a few, depending on how you guys react to it coming back, etc. But, you know, if you like it and you like the game, like the series, then just let me know. Okay, let's search this barren field. Scavenge carefully. Maybe we don't have to scavenge carefully, maybe we can just scavenge. Okay, that's fine. So I'm not hiding my tracks or anything at the moment. We should be okay, really. Let's just go over to this residential area. The whimpering tells you that the dog is hurting bad. It limped up behind you and sat down for a rest. Now it won't leave. Cute dog, though. See, the thing is with this dog could attack me. I have already been attacked and scathed slightly, so I'm going to actually just leave it. Okay, sit boy, sit, stay here till someone comes along. I can't help you. Okay, so what have we got here? A rusty metal pipe. Okay, so this was just on the floor, so I'm going to take that, and there's some unsterilized water which I'm going to pack into the bottle. Another rag which I'm going to add up to there, and that seems to be it. Just a few pebbles, etc. there. And let's have a look at these crumbling buildings. Okay, so we've got a lot of shit here. Broken audio equipment, a lot more bottles, and a cardboard box. So we will take that. We're going to store all this inside. Some red beans raw. Not too sure about them. Probably going to leave that. I'll have to do my research. And we've got some more water there. Okay, so let's just check the next one. Nothing in there as well. Let's just end my turn. There is a little cabin there as well, which could have a look at. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so a chopping knife, ceramic jar, some of these nice snack cakes, which we'll take. A golden coloured plastic collar sign bling. Right, okay, that's definitely new that you can be a bit gangster and stuff, but that's fine. Let's just search the last building there then. Nothing in there. Okay, so we're just going to head into this area and scavenge through this little cabin. Hopefully get something decent in there. It's just the summer cabin. No, nothing. Okay, let's head to this residential area. Some more detergent on the floor. Don't know if that's useful for anything. Obviously there is a lot more crafting items. So we've got a trolley frame, that's not new, and we've got a flashlight with some batteries as well. So we'll take that. That'll probably aid us with our scavenging. And I'll pack some more water into this bottle as well. And assorted small parts. Not enough to actually make lockpicks yet. Obviously I did pick the lockpicking skill. Okay, so we found nothing. Which way to head? Okay, I'll head up and round. As you pick your way through overgrown ruins, a peculiar sound becomes briefly audible, disappears but picks up again in a moment as if carried by air current. It's a distant humming that, like small gas engines, out of place in the stillness of empty forests and abandoned buildings. Okay, so I believe that's, what's it called? it's this place. It's basically a fight club, and we will go there in a second, and that's probably where I'll end the episode after that. Okay, we can't get into that shed because it's locked. Okay, we found some really good stuff there. Some bones, a teddy bear, some clean rugs. What have we got there? Dirty grey suit jacket. Okay, so now we're pimping, you know. What have we got there? Beach shorts. Okay, we'll chuck them on. Extra warmth around the old penis, etc. And I'm actually going to take the clean rags in there, and we'll put the dirty rags just back down to there. Okay, I'm pretty sure a dirty rag just disappeared somewhere there, which is a bit strange. And I'm also going to take this rag shoe as well. Oh, no, I'm not. No, it doesn't matter. Fuck it. Let's not take that. Once you start wearing improper footwear, you do actually get blisters, and blisters are pretty bad. Pretty bad for my survival. So let's just check the other mobile homes. Nothing in there, and I'm going to end my turn. Okay, let's scavenge once more. Nothing in there either. Okay, so this is Zomz is the place it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually approach the warehouse. This could be slightly different, maybe, I don't know, depending on how it's been modded. So let's approach the line, and we're just going to head in. So let's just put So basically what's happening is we're approaching, in a post-apocalyptic world, something that looks like an open barbecue kind of, not an open barbecue rather, like an open arena bar kind of thing. We can smell meat, etc, etc. And yeah. Okay, this seems to be different. Oh no, there you go. Okay, so let's keep going, and what we're going to do is basically what's happened is do apologise to skip through this, but I have covered this actual area about 3 times in the previous series. Is basically someone's been picked from the audience to fight, and they fought a robot, and they've been fucked up big time, and now they pick someone from the crowd. And we've been stamped on the way in, and our number's been called, I think. So let's just see what happens next. Okay, where is you got a good medical plan? So someone's just pulled us out. I'll actually read through this, but unsure what to do next, you look around the room anxiously, waiting for something to happen. Word is you've got a good medical plan. The voice startles you, even amidst the shouting crowd, and you turn to find a young man with an old face. He looks to be of Asian descent, with hair like a mop, big aviator glasses, and an improbably white fur coat. Okay, relax, I don't work here. In fact, I'm going to try and make sure you don't either. Come on. He turns and heads towards the garage door. Since that's a way away from the arena's human-sized gate, you decide to follow. You get the sense he's a patron too, or at least not with the management, as neither guard nor patron seems to pay him much attention. A little bird told me he shouts over the crowd and music. You might know a thing or two about cryogenics. He talks over his shoulder as he walks off, as if tossing it towards your way. I know a guy who's looking for some heavy-duty cooling units. He may be willing to trade for some info on where to score a few. Okay, so he's just introducing us there. And basically this guy is asking us either to give him our medical bracelet or hospital bracelet. We can give him the info, or we can back out. So we're just going to give him the info. And he's going to give us a lot of items. Okay, so we look pretty good. Holy shit, did I just swap my Dogman coat out before? I didn't mean to do that. I thought the suit jacket would go underneath it. Oh, that is a shame. That is a shame. Shit, the bed. Right, okay, that's... I might have to backtrack. I'm not too sure. Oh, shit. Okay, right, so let's take the safety matches. We'll also take... This is all really shitty gear. We're going to take this. And I'm going to actually empty out the crisps from there. We'll take the water. Some poison berries. Again, I don't need. And yeah, that's all pretty shit, other than maybe the Red Star t-shirt. But I'm going to leave that as well. So let's take that. And we'll take the other empty water bottle. What we could have done with is actually a pan to purify water. But nevertheless, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to head over back to where our gear was taken earlier. So, oh no, there you go. Okay, empty out. Okay, so our dog fur coat was actually taken off us. That's pretty strange. I actually thought I dropped it somewhere, but nope, doesn't seem that way. Let's just reorganize all this shit. So I only have to take one cardboard box. Fuck it. Right, let's just drop all that shit. Empty out so we take the crisps. Or the chips, whatever you want to call them. Can we fit them up there? No, we can't. Yeah, we can. Let's just rotate that slightly. And we should be able to make space for this. Nah, fuck it. Do you know what? We're just going to eat the crisps. Let's just eat the crisps. And I'm going to take the rusty pipe as a weapon. And just head on a few spaces away from Zomz. Okay, so we've now got a parasite. Oh no, he's got parasites, so that's new as well. A stranger leader who's just approached us. So let's just duck into cover quickly. Obviously, we have got the melee trait, so we should be able to just fuck this guy up. Hopefully, he could be really strong, and this could be the end of the series. So let's just keep going. I don't know if we can catch any of his parasites. Maybe if we get like clothes off him, if I do take him down, then I'm not too sure. Right, I'm actually just gonna fucking charge for him. He can see me anyway. So let's just twat him over the head again. Okay, so he's now bleeding. Let's kick him in the leg trip him, and we can just deck him hopefully while he's still down. Bit primitive, but you know, that's the way life's gone. Okay, come on. Jesus Christ, he's taking a lot of hits. Let's charge at him again, and we'll swing at him again. Okay, let's kick the fuck out of him while he's on the ground, because it's just the right thing to do. Okay, and we can just search what he's got. So he's got a pair of binoculars with a strap, so we're definitely going to take them. Okay, and he's got a box, and he's got one croc shoe, which you don't really need. And the rest of it's pretty shitty, to be honest. The rest of the gear is actually dreadfully awful. He's got a caster wheel, safety matches we might as well take. But other than that, pretty bad. He's got a kitchen knife, but I'm going to stick with the metal pipe, because that's generally all we need from him, and I'm also going to call it an episode right here. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the relatively, what seemed slightly rushed reintroduction into the series with the mods, and tell me what you think below, and if you want me to keep the series going, etc. I'll probably do another few episodes over the weekend to release, maybe over the weekend or the beginning of next week, but let me know. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.